Hello everyone and welcome back to another Football Nerd video. And today I'm going to be talking briefly about the Oakland Raiders move to Las Vegas. Now, I know this video might get disliked by the Raiders fans, and that is very understandable that you do not like the topic based on the fact that you would have loved to see the Oakland Raiders, the Raiders stay in Oakland, but they're not going to. They are now the Las Vegas Raiders. California, again, has three football teams, three NFL teams. Just as it was a couple of years ago. And now Nevada has a football team, so that is another state that has a football team. And you would think that with Las Vegas being the gambling center of America, don't gamble until you're 21, you would think that Las Vegas would have had a football team by now, and now they get the likes of Derek Carr and I was about to say Latavius Murray, but he's a Minnesota Viking now. So you've got the likes of Derek Carr, Cordero Patterson, Jared Cook, that great offensive line, Amari Cooper, and Michael Crabtree. And a defense that is not that bad either, led by Khalil Mack, who is an outstanding pass rusher. So, a vote was passed, and it was, like 31 owners voted for the Raiders moving to Las Vegas, and only one voted against. So I would love to know who that owner was that voted against that, because I am very curious to know. I don't think it was the Raiders owner, Mark Davis, who is in the thumbnail. I don't think that he voted against it, because if Mark Davis did not want to move to Las Vegas, we wouldn't have been having these talks for like the past year or so about it. Yeah, I remember like last year hearing talks about the Raiders possibly moving to Las Vegas. And now it has happened. I'm sorry, Raiders fans, that are probably upset that your team is moving to another state. That is the second team to move to a different city this offseason, and that is the third team in the past 2 years, with the St. Louis Rams, formerly St. Louis Rams, moving back to Los Angeles, where they played there for a long time before moving to St. Louis in 1995. And the formerly known San Diego Chargers moved to Los Angeles just a couple of months ago, And I remember covering that topic as a matter of fact. They will be moving back to Los Angeles. And if you don't remember the Chargers being in Los Angeles, well, they were only there for their first year in franchise history, and then they moved to San Diego, and they had been there ever since until they moved back. And now Oakland loses the Raiders once again. Before it had been to, well, yeah, before it had been to Los Angeles in the 80s, I believe. I believe they moved in 82 or 83? But don't quote me on that. And then after that, after Oakland had lost them in the early 80s, and now Oakland loses them again. This time, just as mentioned, to Las Vegas, a city that is well deserving of a football team, just like Los Angeles got one a couple of years, well, not a couple of years ago, but a year ago, well, like 14 months ago in the Rams, and now just a couple of months ago, they got the Chargers, and I'm just wondering which team will move next or possibly get their name changed. I don't think the Raiders will change their name, as that rarely happens. I mean, sure, we had a time period of like 20 years there where from like 1995 through 2015 where we didn't have a single franchise move. Well, we had the original Cleveland Browns after 1995 moved to Baltimore, changed to the Ravens. Yeah, that's like the only time where I can think of where a team has changed their name and, well, just their name in general. No matter if they move to a new city or not, I guess in recent memory, that's the only time, and that's not that recent. Well, that's the only time I can think of. Oh yeah, the Houston Oilers eventually changed their name to the Titans after they moved to Nashville. It wasn't immediate. They were the Tennessee Oilers. Well, might I say like 2000 through 2015 then, because I know some people would correct me. They're like, "Oh, well, these two teams moved in between, well, since 1995 and like the late 90s." It's like, okay, you got me there. You got me there. I know that, well, I'm not counting the Houston Texans as moving because they haven't moved ever. Nope, they have never moved. I don't count a spring up as in that time period of moved. Let's see. Now that I think about it, other cities that deserve their own NFL team would probably be. Ooh. I'm just trying to think of other cities that could really use their team, a team. Los Angeles and Las Vegas are ones that I could have said a couple of years ago, but now I can't. Let's see, other great cities that could use, or states that could use a team. Uh, let's see. It seems like all of the famous cities already have teams. Just as I said, just as I said not too long ago, the LA got a couple of teams in the past year or so, in the past two off seasons, and Las Vegas just got a team. Detroit has a team. Our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., has a team in the Washington Redskins. Seattle has a team. Charlotte has the Panthers, although that's not a huge city. Miami has a team. Dallas, Texas has a team. New York has a team. There's just I I just can't really think of any. But if you can think of some cities that deserve NFL teams that don't currently have them, I'm not talking about like in the past. Like maybe St. Louis could use a a team again. But I don't know, I'll just leave that up to you. So yes, guys, I do believe that will do it for this James Talks About the NFL. And until the next video where I talk about the NFL, I will see you all later. Goodbye, guys. Thank you all for watching, and as always, go Panthers.